I think I can confidently state that everybody has a positive opinion of the first Jurassic Park movie. It was an absolutely immaculate blend of adventure, action, a perfect drizzling of horror to cap it all off. Not to mention Jurassic Park was an absolute visual treat with some of the best looking visual effects to ever grace the silver screen. Effects that still hold up today even. True, later installments definitely lost the whimsy, and these recent Jurassic Worlds seem to just be high octane action blockbusters, but you can't ever take away just how great that first movie was. And with every great movie in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s, there came, of course, video games, one of which I'm here to talk about today. Jurassic Park has had a lot of games. Duh, it's a major franchise. It's had stuff like Operation Genesis, and more recently Evolution, which were theme park builders in the vein of all those old tycoon games. There was a first-person shooter in Tresspasser, a more action-adventure style game with the Lost World. And did you know this franchise has a fighting game? Jurassic Park. Warpath. Remember to get to that one later, because today we're going all the way back to 1994 with a personal favorite of mine. Jurassic Park, Rampage Edition. Rampage Edition was a direct follow-up to the original Jurassic Park game on Sega Genesis, which I'll take a second to talk about. The original Jurassic Park game on Genesis kinda mirrored the film in a way, though it was focused on Grant exclusively versus Grant and the children. Your car was flipped and destroyed by the T-Rex, and from there on, you're just fighting to survive and escape the island. You only had non-lethal means of self-defense, tranquilizer guns, gas, and flashbang grenades as well. Grant was doing his best not to harm these majestic creatures, even if they wanted to kill them. You also got to play as a raptor in that game, which is pretty damn cool. And that's pretty much all you'd need to know about the original game, truth be told. Onto the topic at hand now. Rampage Edition was created basically because Sega wanted more money, and so they could release a game alongside the home video release of Jurassic Park. So Sega called the developers of the first game, Blue Sky Software, to get them to make another Jurassic Park game. Thus, Blue Sky graced the world with Rampage Edition on September 28th, 1994. A Genesis exclusive as well, so suck it, you Nintendo eggheads. Enjoy your shitty top-down shooter Jurassic Park. Rampage Edition is a direct sequel and even gives you a simple story, one found in the game's manual, of course. That was the style at the time. At the end of the first game, Grant escapes Isla Nublar, content to allow the Costa Rican army to destroy everything. While he escapes in a helicopter, Grant notices an InGen chopper deploying all sorts of military personnel and equipment to Isla Nublar. Grant assumes these bastards are trying to collect more dinosaurs, as well as the eggs and DNA samples to create another Jurassic Park, or worse, create the plot to Jurassic World. Grant seizes the radio on his helicopter and tries to warn the Costa Ricans of InGen, but the pilot attempts to stop him for some reason. An InGen plant, perhaps? Or maybe he just left the pilot's chair and that's why they crashed. Grant survives the crash unfazed, and knowing he's the only one that can stop InGen right now, cowboys up to stop them once and for all. This game also features a playable raptor once again, whose story is simply one of survival. The raptor just wants to get off the island and take its eggs somewhere safe to nest. This time out, Grant has dropped any pretense of preserving this ancient Jurassic life, and now packs a whopping arsenal of guns and real grenades this time out. None of that pussy non-lethal shit. Well, I take that back. You do start out with a basic little tranquilizer gun, but you'll be quickly moving on to blasting InGen personnel and dinosaurs with shotguns, pumping them full of lead with a machine gun, blowing them to smithereens with frag grenades, roasting them with a flamethrower, and electrocuting them to death with a massive taser gun. Grant is armed to the teeth this time out and will not take shit from anyone, man or dinosaur for that matter. Yeah, I got your clever girl right here, motherfucker! Grant also has the ability to slide on ropes with this little pulley diddly doodly, whatever the fuck it's called. The raptor, on the other hand, is a very fast apex predator loaded with lethal melee attacks. Pretty much every attack the raptor has kills in one hit. The raptor can bite, tail swipe, and he kicks so damn hard he can actually kill a triceratops in 2 hits. Or did he get some ostrich DNA with the frog DNA? What the fuck?
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
The raptor also has a sick dive kick attack, meaning it's technically a top-tier fighting game character. The raptor can also bawl like he's Samus for lethal damage, and if he eats enough of these little crates here, he goes all Hulk mode and kills people by just running them over, and is impervious to all damage while in this enraged form. The raptor is cool. Dinosaurs in this game are the most recognizable ones from the movie, of course. Raptors, the compies, pterodactyls, the occasional triceratops, and of course the T-Rex makes an appearance too. The Newman killer Dilophosaurus is also here. So any kid's dino needs will be met by this game for sure. Outside of the angry box, both Grant and the raptor share health pickups in the form of a candy bar, a med pack, and a big med pack that also grants you an additional life. I like that Grant goes when he picks up the life pack. Unfortunately, the raptor does not go yeehaw. What a ripoff. I gotta take a second to compliment the music in this game real quick. It might just be that I love the Sega Genesis sound chip so much, but damn, the songs in this game are bumping, that's for sure. Between both playable characters is also an overarching goal of collecting as much of the park's DNA and dinosaur eggs so as to deny InGen them. But it's really not that important of a goal. You didn't just get through the level to win, essentially. It's not like you get a bad ending if you don't collect enough of them. Level-wise, both Grant and the Raptors will face a gauntlet of shared areas that have some minor alterations between them, though Grant does get one more level than the Raptor. There's a big oil tanker level, an aviary level, ancient city ruins, a river rafting level that you really only raft on with Grant, on top of a big open savanna level. Some of these areas were in the Jurassic Park book, but didn't actually make it into the movie, so that's a cool little touch for sure. I like the savanna level a lot, since 1, it's just a super straightforward run towards the end, and 2, Grant rides a dinosaur in it. And it looks like he's holding on for dear life if you hold down while running, which is pretty funny. The first 3 levels can be played in any order you want, which is a nice feature. The final few levels for each character do have to be played in the same order, though. Both characters also have a big boss at the end of their respective campaigns, one they must overcome before victory can be fully achieved. Grant has to raft away from a T-Rex, being able to only stun the beast with grenades or a rocket launcher so he can escape. It's pretty funny if he gets eaten, though. And the Raptor must fight an evil version of itself. Look how evil it is, all tinged in a deep red like he's a servant of corn. Teach this monster a lesson for opposing you and trying to stop your escape. All the levels in this game are pretty fun to play, no joke. Except the Rapids, that level kinda stinks. Especially as the Raptor. Otherwise, the game's much faster paced, lends to a far more fun experience than the first. You'll need to move quick and think on your feet so the nefarious InGen personnel and dinosaurs don't make you dead. Honestly though, if I could level one criticism at this game that I love so much, it's that if you don't know what you're doing, certain levels can be an absolute nightmare to navigate. Most are pretty simple, but I say that as someone who's been playing this game for over a decade, basically. Like the Rapids level I mentioned can definitely be a confusing mess for the Raptor. You do get some guidance in the form of your checkpoints, which flip over to reveal an arrow pointing you in the right direction, but even still, this area is an absolute mess. It doesn't help that these checkpoints are very easily missable. A similar issue arrives with the aviary as the Raptor too, since I wasn't really sure where to go after I reached the top. I feel like the Raptor was a bit of an afterthought for this title, since I've never actually had navigation issues with Grant. I feel like all of his levels are very straightforward. After you smart the final bosses of the game, Grant escapes to a hopefully peaceful life away from this whole mess, and the Raptor escapes the island to lay her eggs somewhere on the mainland. Meaning at some point in this world, some poor bastard taking a hike is about to get zonked by a fucking Raptor. It's weird to me that Jurassic Park Rampage Edition got worse reviews than the first game. If you ask me, Rampage Edition is 10 times better than the first due to its much quicker pacing, better arsenal of guns for Grant, and just being a way more fun game overall. It's one of my favorite little Genesis titles in all honesty, and it's probably up there as one of the better Jurassic Park games. You might ask yourself though, why did I decide to review a random movie-based Jurassic Park game? I don't know, I just felt like it'd be a lot of fun to visit another true blue nostalgia title for me. It really isn't that the point of a video game review channel. Anywho, as always, I be HadesManticore, and this here channel be City State Manticore. Drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and leave a comment if you'd like to. I'll see y'all in the next video. Goodbye.